So you're thinking about renovating your house before you sell or renovating your current house. Not all renovation projects have a great ROI. In fact, here are 7 that typically have the worst ROI. Number 1, bathrooms, especially luxury bathrooms. We will have clients that'll spend $30,000 on the bathroom, and quite frankly, you're lucky to get half that money back because buyers are looking for functionality over luxury. So you have to be very careful on how much money you're spending on a bathroom because you could only get half of it back, especially if you're doing a luxury bathroom in a entry-level to a mid-level home. Number 2 would be over-the-top kitchen remodels. Kitchen remodels these days, just like everything else, can get super expensive. And if you do an over-the-top kitchen remodel where you're spending tens of thousands of dollars on the appliances, or you're spending way more than you should on the cabinets, you can have an issue with getting an ROI on that. And the typical ROI when you're doing an over-the-top kitchen remodel, believe it or not, is only 40 to 50%. Number 3, especially in Minnesota, swimming pools. Swimming pools during COVID were all the rage, and people had to have them because they were staying at home, they were looking for things to do, and it was the first time ever that swimming pools actually provided an increase in value on one home compared to the next. You know, a home that was worth more that had a swimming pool versus a home that didn't have a swimming pool. Nowadays, we've gone back to swimming pools really don't provide a lot of value. And unfortunately, the value that you get out of them is priceless memories with friends and family. Frankly, unfortunately, swimming pools are maybe the worst return on investment because the typical in-ground pool is going to cost you $120,000, and when you go to sell that home, you might be lucky to get $20,000 to $30,000 more out of that home with a swimming pool versus not with a swimming pool. The 4th thing that we see a poor return on investment is when you add a 4-season porch. And the reason why we're seeing that is because typically a home with a 4-season porch, that's going to be like a secondary living space or maybe the 3rd living space in a particular home. We're only seeing that you're going to get somewhere in the neighborhood of a 50% return on investment. And these porches typically cost a lot of money because you're putting them on, you're needing to have a roof, windows, insulation, siding. You finish off the interior of the porch. They do get rather expensive. We're only seeing a 50% return on investment. The 5th thing that we're seeing a poor ROI on is home theaters or game rooms, right? Cool factor, 10 out of 10. They're so awesome. I love them. However, many buyers will say, nice to have, not needed. So you can spend, the sky's the limit, especially with theaters. I've had clients that have spent $150,000 on a theater, and trust me, that theater might have a value add to that particular home of less than $40,000. So you probably get about 1/3 of your investment on a home theater and really in a game room too. Again, most buyers are gonna say they're nice to have, not really needed. I would like to have a nicer kitchen or a nicer bathroom than have that theater or the game room. The 6th thing that we see a real big issue with is garage conversions. And what I mean by that is when someone actually takes their garage and turns it into living space. And sometimes they'll eliminate the ability to park in a garage at all, which can be definitely detrimental in Minnesota because there are many of our clients that will not buy a home unless there is some place inside to actually park. So you have to be very careful if you ever are thinking about converting your garage space, especially the entire thing, into living quarters, because it might dramatically affect the value of the home, and sometimes it's hard to even put a number on how much that can dramatically affect the value. Number 7, we get back to another water feature, which will be hot tubs. Hot tubs, in my opinion, are going to have a 0 return on investment. People a lot of times don't want them. They're a maintenance thing to have in your home that most people just have no interest in because of the expense of keeping them running, especially in a Minnesota winter. So hot tubs, yep, you could spend $15,000 to $20,000 on a hot tub, maybe even more after installation, and you're going to see an ROI of 0. So guys, those are the 7 things that we see that have the worst ROI. As always, if you're looking to do any of these and want our professional opinion on what the ROI is going to be, please feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to have a consultation, no obligation. We want to be a good steward of the real estate community, and we want to be advisors, teachers, and advocates. So if you're thinking about doing a home renovation and want to know what you should expect for the ROI on what the increase of value is going to be by what you're doing as far as a project, please reach out to us. We're happy to help, and we'll see you at the next house.